My God. You and these niggas boy Shiki. Okay, you wanna go first?
You can go first.
Alright, whatever. Oh my God. Alright, so to clarify, I'm using comp Zamasu. There's two distinct versions of Zamasu. Or there's actually three, matter of fact. There's a contradiction. There's also an immortal one, and there's just a regular one, which is just Goku Black. So I can go
All
ahead and
right. So
go.
yeah, I know.
Alright, so I think my character defies P is P and P is not P. I can go ahead and show that too.
Wait, what'd you
So
say?
I think my character either is illogical or is a non-economist being.
What do you mean by non-economous?
Like he doesn't adhere to if P, then it only is P,
Oh,
and
so
if not P.
he doesn't appeal to truth tables. Okay.
What
You
the
can go. You can go ahead and start justifying that.
what do you mean by a truth table? No, I'm just saying my character is non-dichotomous. So, for example, um,
When you
systemic.
say P
Wait,
not
can I let me clarify because you don't know what that means. What I mean by non-dichotomous is that yes, he doesn't adhere to P is P and P is not P, at least existentially. So when you try to I guess like evaluate how much he scales to, he can scale to anywhere because he exists on multiple states where P can be true and P cannot be true, and P can also not be true at the same time.
okay.
So yeah. So basically Zamasu is immortal and Goku Black isn't immortal. This has consistently been shown to be a contradiction. So I think Zamasu would defy P is P and P is not P.
Well, Zamasu and fucking Goku Black are two different entities technically. Although
I'm saying
Zamasu,
that
although Zamasu has, like his immortal body, like that was created by the Super Dragon Balls.
what?
Goku Black is Zamasu, but in another timeline inherently.
No,
So they're not inherently.
there are two distinct beings. You couldn't
Yes,
you must
yes, they are two distinct
okay,
beings.
so you agree. Like what?
Yes, I'm saying they are two distinct beings, but they still
Yeah.
share the same essence.
No, they don't share the same essence. Are you retarded? No. For example,
And what I mean by
if
essence is like,
can I explain so stop doing
go
that?
ahead.
Okay, like oh my God. So you can just utilize a trunk statement here. He specifically affirms that actions caused within one timeline can lead to actions caused in another timeline. For example, you go to the store, there's gonna be an alternate reality where you don't go to the store. But Trunks was precautious about whether or not if I guess if he intervened with Vegeta and Bulma meeting, was to then cause some sort of temporal paradox where he wouldn't be born. Thus, technically, like due to technicality, there should be a parallel reality where Bulma does not exist or where Trunks does not exist, right? If
Yeah.
that reality is true, then and it has no temporal effect upon this Trunks from the main timeline, then that means that this they're two distinct beings. They're not identically the same either. So they share two different distinct identities. They're just from a
Or
different timeline.
you're talking about the mini worlds interpretation shit.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm basing my argument off of. I'm
Well, yeah,
basically
obviously you're
wait,
just.
yeah. So it's like a syllogism. I'm basically proving to you how that their essences aren't the same because if they were, then there would be some sort of temporal influctuation that would occur if Trunks like from another timeline wasn't existing. It would have an effect on the Trunks from the main timeline.
All right. All right. So what? Just for confirmation, what do you think
Mhm.
Goku Black is?
Himself like Goku Black.
Well, no. Like, what do you think Goku Black's like? Fucking.
It's a
Uh,
form. It's a different. It's a Zamasu from a different timeline, but they aren't innately the same.
no. What Goku Black is? It's Zamasu in Goku's body. That's literally
Yeah,
what Goku.
see, that's the conflation. The language you keep using is retarded because I literally clarified to you 5 times they aren't literally the same being. They're two distinct
Yes, they
things.
aren't literally the same being, as in they are from different timelines, but they are
No, no,
inherently.
no, no, not only from not from the same timeline, but not identically the same either. Like literally,
Yeah,
they don't
yeah, they're
adhere to
not.
the same laws.
Yeah, they have separate bodies, for example. But I'm saying
And this
inherently,
is
like they
irrelevant.
have.
This is getting way off topic. Even if this
This
was
is
true,
this
this
is
even wait, can you stop? Even if this like was true, like I were to go into your worldview of like how they exist, it doesn't defeat my main point or my main argument. All I'm saying is that if P is P and P is not P, and then P is not P interacting with P being P, it's still gonna be a contradiction, which is them being immortal and not being immortal, so you didn't defeat the argument.
okay. You think they are separate entities, correct?
Yeah, but not when they merge.
Well, when they merge, they are not inherently like absolute immortal because they can be erased.
No, no. What do you mean by that? Like by
Okay,
Zeno?
so like you think that like Zamasu, like in the one in like Zamasu's body is
Are you
immortal, correct?
arguing? Wait, are you arguing because he got erased by Zeno, therefore he's no longer a non-economist being?
No, that's not what I'm arguing. I'm saying because you're trying to say that he's immortal and immortal and not and you're saying he's immortal
Yeah.
and mortal at the same time, correct?
Oh yeah, so it's still a contradiction. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is inherently like there is he's not inherently or he has like forms of immortality because like you already know like there's forms of
Well,
immortality.
how does this debunk the argument? They not even that. They specifically outline it being a contradiction in the series, bro. The
They
whole point,
outline it as being a contradiction.
yeah, like the whole point of him even becoming purple is because the immortality was interacting with the non-immortality. So,
That yeah,
so
that the half corruption shit, right?
yeah, so it's still a contradiction.
So that's literally what I'm saying though. They're half mortal, half immortal, correct?
I don't see how that defeats the argument.
Okay, I'm just asking you to clarify, right?
Okay, so I have a property that isn't supposed to interact with another property because it would cause a contradiction. If that's
Okay.
true, then
What I'm saying is that makes a what I'm saying is that makes a
wait,
new
wait, wait.
property.
No, no, what?
It makes a new proper. It makes a new
Yeah,
property.
I don't disagree with that. How does it defeat my argument?
Okay, so if they make a new property, that doesn't inherently mean it's illogical.
Yes, it do.
I'm saying what this property is instead of just like being absolute immortality and not and just
What?
mortality.
Okay,
That's not
I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm gonna try to like interpret what you're saying. So you're positing that they're just halfly immortal, therefore it creates an entirely new property of being both immortal and not immortal.
no. I'm saying that they're not absolute immortal. They just have a form of immortality.
That
Which
doesn't defeat the argument. It's not no form of immortality because, like I said, they still deem it as a contradiction within the verse. So it
okay,
doesn't
yeah,
matter.
yeah, but within
Wait,
action.
wait, can you stop? So like yeah. So I think because not only do they deem it as a contradiction within the verse, it's gonna bring more consistency to my argument, and because it's still P is P and P is not P interacting with one another, it being another form of immortality doesn't defeat my argument because there's still like two contradictory substances within one
Okay,
being.
yes, but what I'm saying is in this context, like in this context, like you already, I'm pretty sure you already know what a fucking like form of immortality is, right? Do I have to explain that?
I don't. I'm saying I don't care about it.
You don't care about it. Well,
Yeah,
it kind of has to deal with my point, so I kind of need you
yeah.
to
So
know.
explain how they're not. Then it's not a contradiction, and that's the first thing I want you to
Well,
like
yeah,
say.
that's the thing is like it has to do with fucking. For me to explain that, I have to you have to know like what forms of immortality is.
Oh, well, oh my God! You want to go to conclusions?
No, what the fuck? I'm not done with my point.
So can you like explain your point then?
Bro,
Because
Tokyo, just move on with the point, presupposing he knows it, bro. Oh my god.
Okay,
okay.
so if there's multiple forms of immortality, let's say there is you can just not die via aging. There you cannot die via fucking physical harm or shit like that until you get to absolute immortality, which is you cannot die at all. Which I don't think that's what Zamasu is because he can inherently be erased, and that would be
That
uh
doesn't defeat the argument. He still can exist as a contradiction and can be erased.
okay. So if he exists, so you think he exists as a contradiction?
Yeah.
Okay, so if he exists as a contradiction, then but he's still are you saying like you're saying like he's fully illogical, he breaks all three laws of thought, right?
He can break one of them.
So he's extra logical, that's what you're saying.
Whatever makes him boundless and whatever. I don't care.
So you don't even believe your argument?
No, I believe my argument. I'm just saying that if my character can do these things, I think he can. It can also be inclusive of like being boundless, having reality warping, etc. So I can get my character anywhere I want to with this.
Okay. um I so your fucking point is contingent off of Zamasu saying that, or Zamasu just not being or being fucking immortal and mortal at the
Yeah,
same time, right?
yeah. Because if you have the two substances within one body, it'd be a contradiction. They're not supposed to interact with one another.
Yeah, but how did you defeat like it makes it a new substance?
Yeah, the new substance would be the contradiction. It's
The
produced
new
via the.
no,
Wait,
new substance would just be
can I
another
clarify?
form of.
I wasn't even done speaking
Go
and you
ahead.
cut me off.
Go
So
ahead.
yeah, the new substance is the Zamasu being, who is in existent with two contradictory forms or substances within his body. I'm saying that the immortality and the non-immortality parts merge into one existence, therefore making a new the contradictory substance. So I'm saying that P is P and P is not P is still interacting with one another, so you're not defeating the argument.
Okay, cool. Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like, why is it more logically that your character is illogical than it just making a new substance or a new form of immortality?
Because analytically, P is P and P is not P aren't supposed to go with one another and not supposed to interact. When you
Okay, yeah, but the thing is in this case is if they do interact, it doesn't inherently attack what I said because it
yes,
just makes a new substance that makes
you want to
that
go to conclusions?
allows merge Zamasu to
This is just
exist.
going circular. You want to go to conclusions?
Sure.
All right, Mono, do you need conclusions?
Yeah.
All right, I'll get my conclusions first. All right, so I explain how under his worldview of what a new property slash a new substance is, it doesn't defeat my argument because the new substance can just be referential to merge Zamasu, like the being that's formed after they fuse into one being. So even if they're two contradictory states, it doesn't defeat the argument because P is P and P is not P is still like interacting with another with one another, and analytically they aren't supposed to do that because that would just be deemed as a contradiction. He didn't defeat the argument. He just jumped back and went back on what was already attacked, which was the whole new property shit. I clarified and explained to him how they're still like not supposed to interact with one another, still meaning they're a contradiction. And then I defeated the immortality part, the immortality point, because they can still exist as a like within a being of contradictory status, and still can be erased by someone who either A is higher or has the ability to attack them for being illogical in the first place. So he can go ahead and give his conclusions.
Okay, what I was saying was that he was saying that his character it's more like likely that his character is illogical. I gave it other interpretation where it's could be like that these properties inherently interact and give a fucking new property, which is what he said he attacked. I don't really think he attacked what I said because he just kept repeating himself. I think it's more logical to say that well, it's not inherently breaking law, fucking law non-contradiction. I think it just creates a new form of immortality, which is why Zamasu is or this like submortal in the context of Dragon Ball. So um brings up the fact that like P and not P are not supposed to interact and shit. I say, well, cool. That doesn't really attack what I said. I already gave a more likely interpretation of why this is the case.
Oh.
But I'm confused because they're saying that there's a new form of like
He's saying that there's a new form of
immortality when they
immortality.
form, but literally
Yeah,
Careless is saying if that happens, that's a contradiction because still the form, like the thing that's making that form is P and not P, and if P and not P coexist, then that violates the law of non-contradiction
yeah.
according to what he says. So,
So,
like
so
you're
I want to.
saying that it could be possible, but like you never gave an argument. You just keep saying it's a new type of immortality, but
And yeah, Mono. By the way,
I don't know where the argument on where you say that that
Mono.
would be possible. What?
By the way, they literally say it's a contradiction in the verse too. Like it's like literally no point of even they know. They like verbatim say it's a contradiction too.
That so
Mm,
So,
yeah.
so can we move on?
Oh, sure.
All right. So, my character can be voice Shiki, so they have the same hacks and has better hacks. He is also boundless, immortal, and can't die. You'll go ahead and start scaling your character.
I thought you said your character was extra logical or extra logical.
Yeah, so I'm saying my character could just have better voice Shiki hacks and beat voice Shiki because of it.
Okay. So, are you aware my character is ineffable?
No, the debate's over. No, it's done. It's over. It's no more debate.
wait, let him
Uh,
argue and that because he might.
I mean,
I
yeah, he
mean,
can argue. He can argue. I mean,
if
it's no point.
like
mm,
he's saying that if it's, I don't want to give up any argument, but like what I'm thinking
I
is just
can't
that
know what it
his,
is.
huh?
Are you aware my character is ineffable or cannot be described?
Cool. What do you mean by describe? There's like context of
Okay,
that.
so I mean like anything besides like her existence cannot be described as anything.
I
So
have
it
a
gives the
question.
property of her being
Do
powerful.
Wait, before you start yapping, do you agree that every statement that we make within reality is either within accordance with reality or referential to things that exist within reality? Like for example, if I'm in a store, I say everyone's gay. Do you think it's referential to everybody within like the world or the place I'm within, which is the store?
Was in the searcher.
So basically, the statements that we make are referential to the reality that we coincide within, right?
Cool.
So the descriptors that we apply to reality is referential to the beings we experience within reality. So it's just relative. So what I'm basically saying is that the beings who can't describe them can be 3D, 4D, 5D. It doesn't defeat my point.
Okay, so yeah, that's the thing is like any like fucking inherent like descriptor to my character doesn't like correlate to my character.
No, I'm saying that that's relativistic to everything that's within the verse, not outside the verse.
Okay,
That's
so do you like think what fucking do you have any knowledge on Elsevier?
no, no, I do
Okay,
not. If you're using
so
the apothetic shit, it's not. Yeah, are you using it?
I could use it, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to argue
That's
that.
the argument. You're saying your character can't be described. He's ineffable.
Yeah, sure.
So 4D, that's fine.
And here, no, like because if you give because that's giving a descriptor to what my character is. What
No, but I'm saying that it's referential to the verse, and even if like that doesn't even make sense. Your character name is Voice Shiki.
my
That's
character's name is Void Shiki. That's a fan made name.
yeah. I don't, nigga. What, nigga? You're using Voice Shiki.
It's a fan made name.
Like, so are you not using Voice Shiki?
Yes, I am using Void Shiki, but that's what we as the fans
So it's a
describe it
contradiction.
as.
So your own. So let me get this straight. You no longer can participate in this debate if that's not the character you're using.
That's not literally the character I'm using. It's
Okay,
inherently a
so you
fan
concede
made
to
name,
them.
though.
So
That's
you
what I'm
concede to
saying.
them being. So you concede to them being Voice Shiki.
What? No, what? I'm
It
saying,
doesn't matter.
yes, I'm saying that the character
Obviously,
I
the
am
fan made
describing right
name.
now is Void Shiki,
Obviously,
but
okay. So you
inherently
describe the character.
we are giving them a name. We're giving
So
them a
that's a
name
contradiction.
so we don't
You
have to say
describe
like
the character
brackets
as
or some
Voice
shit like
Shiki.
that.
Hold on. So you describe the character as Voice Shiki. That's an innate contradiction, right?
I'm describing my character as Void Shiki. That's okay. I literally just told you why this is inherently not a
No,
contradiction.
no. How you didn't? You just said that. Oh, it's a
I'm
fan.
saying
Obviously,
us
the fan
as
name.
like a non.
Obviously, the fan name is going to be indicative of the character you're using. So you're still using
Yes,
Voice.
the fan made name that is not equivocal to the verse. Correct.
Nigga, your character is in the verse. You're using the character
Yes,
from the verse.
obviously,
That
but
doesn't make
no one
sense.
within the verse can describe Void Shiki
Okay,
as
so that leads
fucking
back to
Void.
my point. So your character is 4D. That's fine.
Okay, oh my god, what are you not? That's still giving them a are you saying like within the verse they are 4D?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's giving a descriptor within the verse,
Okay. No, I don't.
which is a contradiction to what I'm saying.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. What?
Yeah, I'm saying that the descriptors that we use on reality are relativistic to the beings who exist within reality. So if I'm within reality, I perceive a peanut as a piece of cheese, then my interpretation is relative to what I perceive. If these characters can't interpret your character on a higher standard, then your character is just 4D by default. Like,
Okay,
so wait,
that's
let me give you an example. The same logic could work in this scenario if I were to be like 3 dimensional and there'd be a 4 dimensional being I cannot possibly hope of perceiving because I'm lower dimensional.
hold up. What did you say? I wasn't tracking.
So if I'm 3 dimensional, obviously I can't perceive a 4 dimensional being because they're like higher axes, right? They're dimensionally different. I cannot literally perceive them. The same logic could be applied here. I cannot give any descriptor to a 4 dimensional being because I can't perceive them.
Do you think 4D characters absolutely transcend fucking 3D characters?
Yeah. I
Like,
mean,
as in they cannot be like perceived at all.
yeah. You can't perceive a 4 dimensional thing if you're 3D.
You realize that that's kind of you realize that to make 4D you need previous dimensions, right?
No, I'm saying that's how we designate the dimension. Like that's how we interpret the fourth dimension. It doesn't innately mean that's the fourth dimension. It's just the
Okay,
context. Let me explain. It's just like the entailment of the fourth dimension is that it's more than 3 dimensions. So yeah, the entailment still stands, but us having the ability to interpret it, yeah,
So
no.
do you think every dimension has different axes?
Yeah, of course. That's yes.
Yes. Yes. What I meant by that is that if you go to if you ascend from the third dimension to a fourth dimension, you have completely different axes. So like no length, width, and height.
What? What was the
Like
last part?
if you ascend from the third dimension,
Okay.
you have whole new different axes.
Yeah.
You think that's the case?
What?
Do you think that's the case?
Does it apply to your character?
No, it's just for like
Yeah, I don't
because
care. If it doesn't apply to your character, then I don't care.
no, it's still relevant to the dialect though.
How is it relevant? My
It's
point,
because we're going on the point that like
my
if
point is that the interpretations that your character cannot interpret or can't or use to interpret are 4D. So your
yes, but
character's
what I'm saying is that if you can because 4D is can be interpreted by fucking 3D because to have fucking 4D you still need three dimensions, which are the
are you
previous
saying
dimensions
a
in question.
four-dimensional being can interpret a three-dimensional being?
A four-dimensional being can interpret a three-dimensional being.
Yeah, are you saying that's the case?
Well, yes, obviously, but
Well, I don't
I'm saying a third dimensional being can
uh
still perceive a
it
fourth
doesn't
dimensional
defeat the
being.
point. I'm saying that everyone in the verse is 4D, including your character.
Every character in my verse is 4D.
Yeah, we can just presuppose for the sake of the debate your character's 3D. So I'm using that to chain scale your character to four-dimensional if descriptors can't be applied to them.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying though. Like, you're inherently giving a
You
descriptor
want to go
to.
to conclusions then?
Hmm?
If you think the descriptor point was refuted, you wouldn't go to conclusions?
Sure.
All right, Mono, were you
Uh,
here for the whole point, or do you need
Yeah,
further?
I just have one question. When Tokyo said that you could perceive a 3D thing could perceive 4D, what did you say? Because
I
I
said
wasn't
that
paying attention.
that doesn't like refute the argument. I was basically explaining to them how everybody within the they just can't describe this higher axle like a higher being of axes.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, careless one.
All right. So your character doesn't can be like well he's 40.
Hold up. How did you win that?
Yeah, he's saying that the extra axes that makes 4D in that verse 4D, the 3D people they just can't perceive it. They have no knowledge on it.
They
And
cannot.
so if he yeah, so he's just interpreting the alphabetic or whatever you were saying as voice Shiki is 4D, so obviously they have this extra axes, which in 3D is completely unknown. That's how he interpreted your shit. Instead of like
Right.
completely being inevitable.
All right. So you got any other scaling?
Uh. Mm, and fuck it. I'll just concede for now.
All right. Thank you. All right, man. I'm gonna go to sleep.